everyone's like, who's most like their character? And most people say me. And I do take that as a compliment because I think Colin is a really nice young man. His love of humor and his sensitivity and his empathy, I think that's something that I really resonate with. I'd like to think that I'm maybe less of a pushover and I'm maybe slightly like stronger willed. I don't know, we'll see. The best part about playing Colin, or I guess probably for most of the cast, like anyone that's in the show, is that we get to come back year after year and there's been like space in the story. There's always like a summer for our characters to grow and evolve and go through like these wild experiences. And I think probably for Colin, he goes through a lot. Like through each season, he's had like this crazy experience of traveling and finding himself. So being able to portray like multiple different versions of this character is something that I've really loved. Like being able to come back each year and there's real differences, and like growing up with a character. Like I feel like that's such a gift for an actor, particularly for Colin. You know, he was a teenager when we first met him, and to see him now year after year sort of step into adulthood was really fun to explore.
Colin!
Glad to see things have not changed.
Brother! Colin!
You set aside the latest family squabble and embraced me.
There's a bond between all of the siblings, the Bridgerton siblings, and we always shoot the very first scene in the drawing room, and it's when everyone's come back to society. And there's always a version of that every season, and it's a really like sort of special moment of us all like reconnecting after having some time off. But it is cool, and like, I remember watching something, I think it's when I watched Saltburn actually, and I was like, how cool is that to play like something so far removed from the life that I live and from such a like wealthy family? And then I realized that was my job. Like it was kind of like took me by surprise. I was like, I actually do that. Like maybe a couple hundred years ago, but I still do that. So yeah, it's wild. It's like really, once you get onto those sets, it really like transports you and you kind of get lost in it.
Brother, under what foreign sun did you apparently get so sturdy?
It was part of the preparation going into season 3 that I really wanted to feel like there was a difference, not only emotionally and in this experience that he'd had, but also physically. I wanted him to come back after his gap year and he had changed and sort of become a man. Yeah, I wanted to embody that physically as well as everything else. So kind of completely just changed my lifestyle. And I guess being a character means that it takes away like any sort of like I'm not thinking it's me. I'm not being like, oh, this is me being sexy or being cool. It's like, it's nice to have that detachment and be like, okay, this is his moment to like really embody that feeling. I feel like it's easier for me to do that rather than think about it in my own life, because yeah, I guess I don't think about that very often. But yeah, in a character, I'm like, oh, okay, this is his moment to like show up. Yeah.
Will you please do me the honor of joining me on the dance floor, Mrs. Bridgerton?
The sideburns, yeah. I mean, it took us hours to really work those out, work out the exact shape, the line that we wanted. I guess I kind of took inspiration from Jonathan Bailey from previous season, how he had these like strong sideburns that felt very well shaped and like groomed, and I really wanted that, but kind of extend on the shape. And yeah, I don't know, it was kind of just fun to explore. The only thing is, like, in normal life, it didn't really go with any, like with like if I'm in the coffee shop on a Sunday morning, you can kind of spot a Bridgerton from a mile away if you see those sideys. So this year I'm focusing on just having them just as Colin, not in my day-to-day, because it was kind of a weird thing to sort of balance in my day-to-day life. I think the one thing about the Bridgerton fans is, like, whenever I meet them in person, they're always so overwhelmingly positive and kind about the show, and they really resonate with it. So yeah, it's always really lovely when people just like want to reach out when I see them. It's like Colin is now part of me, that they will call me Colin and I will just automatically respond. It's not like, I never just go, oh, I'm actually Luke. I'm just like, yeah, well, it's part of me, so you can call me whatever. It's really just crazy to think how my life has changed. And also that, you know, we've shot 3 seasons, but it's been over 5 years. So it's been like a good chunk of my life now that I've shared this experience with these amazing people. It's really even hard to put into words what it's done, and the fact that, you know, I was working on a bar and just desperately trying to get a job, and now that I know that every year I'll be going back to to another year of Bridgerton is just like, yeah, it's just amazing. And like, we all feel really lucky that we do really enjoy it. And it's not just about going in and getting the job done. It's like, it's a really special place that all of us love